Good afternoon, everybody. Joe Pal Martin Metalhead here. Hope you're going well today. I'm on my way to the movie cinemas in East London. I'm going to see the movie 83 today. It is a Bollywood movie that was created to two events of India winning the 1983 Cricket World Cup in England. Now, for those people who weren't around in 1983, the Cricket World Cup was started, in the 1970s, and only the West Indies had won it. And then all of a sudden, India was 2 losses down, and a game against Zimbabwe, they ended up winning the match. So they decided to make a movie about the events of the 1983 Cricket World Cup. Now, I wasn't even born at the time of 1983, so I wouldn't know anything about what happened at that Cricket World Cup. But then you fast forward to 2019, I get a call from my agent for background acting saying we need people for background actors, background extras, whatever you want to call them, to be in this movie. They say get on a free bus in South London, it'll take you all the way out to Tunbridge Wells in Kent. So I go there. I go to the cricket grounds, which is the exact same location they used for that cricket match between Zimbabwe and India. So they basically said anybody of Indian blood will be supporting Indians, and anybody of Caucasian will be supporting Zimbabwe. I thought, fair enough, I'm playing a Zimbabwean cricket spectator. You got to remember, back in 1983, Zimbabwe just became an independent country after many years under British rule, and let's never forget the illegal state of Rhodesia. The one thing I was quite annoyed is that there was no people of Afro blood or African descent that were casted to be Zimbabwean cricket supporters. I mean, maybe the whole team of Zimbabwe was of European descent at the time. I'm not too sure. I'd have to look that up when I get home. But I just felt, it was a bit racist not to include African Zimbabweans. Because imagine, you're from Zimbabwe. You travel from Zimbabwe to England in 1983 to watch your country play in the Cricket World Cup. No matter if you were of European or African blood, you would be supporting your country and you'd be attending all the games. Yeah. So I did 2 days on set where basically, I had to wave a Zimbabwean cricket flag. There was shots of me. I can see myself in the trailer. You can look at it online, where basically the cricket ball flies over my head, and I turn right, and the cricket ball hits some guy's car, and this actor stands up and yells, "Bloody hell, that's my car!" And so there should be scenes of me because I was basically casted to be a Zimbabwean cricket supporter, to carry the flag, to hold a drink, to ring a bell, and all these scenes. Now the next scene I remember I was casted for was to be at this press hall in South Lambeth in the south of London, and I was basically a reporter. And what happened was Kapil Dev basically says at the press conference, "As I said before, we are here to win." And I start yelling out, "Oh, Kapil Dev, Kapil Dev, Kapil Dev," and that's what the director tells us. We have to start yelling out random stuff. So I'd be like, "Do you have a good batsman? Can you take wickets? Do you have a really good fast bowler? Do you think India can win this title and all?" Amidst the crowds of people that wanted to ask Kapil Dev a question. So I got paid good money, and I took a day off work to film this stuff, even though I had to work extra hours later on, and it was all good and all. I was hoping I'd be able to do a bit more in 2020, but the pandemic kept everything at bay. But I kind of believe maybe in 2022 I'm gonna do up my profiles, get on the books, pass them on people to see if I can do more background work, even if it means I have to take a whole day off or two off work. Now, I'm going to get to the cinemas right now, and I'm going to watch the movie, and by the time the movie ends, I'm going to rejoin you on camera and tell you what I thought about the movie, and how many times I could see myself. Okay, so I'm back home now from the cinemas. It was a really long movie, and as a matter of fact, it even had an intermission. I have never ever watched a Bollywood movie in my entire life, nor have I ever seen Ben like Beckham in full. So 83 is a decent quality Bollywood movie that tells a story all about India winning the Cricket World Cup. Now, my scenes are basically involved in the second India versus Zimbabwe cricket game held at Tunbridge Wells in Kent. It was basically when Kapil Dev broke the world record for most runs in a, I think it was like a test match, because I don't think this was like one day international. Yeah, so it was most runs in a cricket match. And basically, I've got like scenes of me like waving the Zimbabwean flag, and I make it on screen for 2 seconds, and then there's other scenes, and then once Kapil Dev has broken the record, like you can see me like clapping, like with the flag. And also, I got to see the scene where basically Kapil Dev like hits the ball out of the field and into the car park, and it hits some guy's car. So an English guy stands up and says, "Bloody hell, that's my car!" And so there's a brief footage of like me like going, so filming that movie happened just under 3 years ago, and I had a fun time. And I swear to God that I will want to do this again and again, no matter if I have to take like a day or two out of my work life. It's really good money to be a background actor and all, or actress, or whatever you want to call yourself. I mean, you'll get like good food, you'll be on set for, like 8 or 9 hours a day. Depending on where it's like filmed, you can probably get a free ride there, or you got to make your own way there as well. But most of this filming stuff is happening in London, and I really need to update my profile these days so I can get casted into a bit more background extra roles. And maybe I also need to update my wardrobe, because these days things can happen like that. I basically say, alright, we need people from this age group to this age group of this certain background who have this amount of clothing, who's got like good grey suits and all, to be in this film, certain sort of hours. And so that's why someone like me, I was going to make sure that I have a decent suit ready for anything. I always make sure I have black shirts for any types of work I get, white shirts, ties, good hats, I guess, glasses that of a certain era. So if you can, 83 is showing in various cinemas in London. There were only 3 people in the cinema at Ilford today watching the movie with me, and one of them came from Cambridge, because he basically said it's not going to be shown in Cambridge, which I thought was really not so good. And then another woman I met at the cinemas also came from just a bit outside of London, the north. Yeah, so out now, go see it. I cannot wait to watch this movie again online so I can actually screen grab myself and point people out. And I can't wait till the DVD happens. I'm not a person who has Netflix and all, so yeah, I don't know when it's going to be out on Netflix, but hopefully soon. Anyway, this is Martin the Metalhead. I'm over and out.